Hey, it's Troy coming at you with another video from London. So today I want to talk about why you should avoid convention in dating and in life generally. And what it comes down to is this: if you are conventional, that is, if you look like you're the sort of person who just does everything correctly as according to social expectations, if you're somebody who's entirely bought into societal programming, if you're the kind of person who meekly behaves himself and is a good little boy and does everything that he's told, then you are signaling to the world, inadvertently perhaps, that you fall somewhere down the hierarchy. Because let's face it, the people that make the rules are at the top of the hierarchy, or a hierarchy, whichever hierarchy you're talking about, and the people that obey the rules are lower down the hierarchy. So what you're doing when you become that archetype, when you become the sort of person who does everything correctly, who obeys all the rules, who is a good little worker bee, then what you're saying to people actually is, I am low value. Now, people don't understand this. Guys don't understand this, and they think, well, no, if I do everything right and I become this fine, honourable, upstanding gentleman, then actually that shows I'm high status, because it shows I have a good code of conduct. It shows that I have, you know, high expectations of my own behaviour, if you like. And actually, I can see where they're coming from, but it's not true, because the people who do make the rules, the people who are in control, aren't bothered about petty societal conventions. They're not bothered about behaving themselves all of the time. They're not bothered about, you know, bourgeois morality, let's say. So if you want to demonstrate to other people, to women and men around you, that you are of higher status, then you need to find ways to break the rules sometimes. And I'm not talking about breaking the law. I'm not talking about, you know, doing anything that's illegal or is going to get you into trouble or is going to be harmful to yourself or anyone else, obviously. However, what I am saying is that you will do yourself a lot of favors if you can show yourself to be unconventional in society, and show yourself to be unafraid to stand out from the crowd. So I've got some tips now that I'm going to go through, just some suggestions for ways that you can do this. I've got 5 of them. The first one is self-amusement. So self-amusement is it's kind of been talked about for a long time in the dating game community, if you like. Self-amusement is basically just like, have a laugh, you know, just you're not there to try to kowtow to people all the time. You're there to enjoy yourself. You're there to enjoy the interactions that you go into. So do that, you know, make jokes to yourself. People don't have to understand them. Some of the guys with the strongest frame I've ever met have been completely into their own self-amusement. You know, they will make jokes, they'll say weird things and you don't even understand what they're saying. But rather than thinking they're weird, they actually hold the power, because they just don't care what you think. So that's what you want to get to. You want to get to that state of self-amusement. And this works particularly well with dating, you know, particularly well in things like clubs and bars, because those spaces are very absurdist in their nature anyway. So if you can key into that, then it's going to stand you in good stead. Okay, number 2, don't be afraid to cut conversational thread. So you're in a conversation with whoever, it's a bit boring, you're not really feeling what's being talked about, or somebody says something kind of stupid or mediocre, just cut it. Just start talking about something else. Don't feel that you have to go along with what's being talked about out of politeness. Particularly if the person is dull or mediocre or a bit of an idiot. Don't be afraid to cut that conversational thread. Okay, number 3, be brash and loud, which I generally try to be when I go into social situations. Why? Well, partly because it amuses me, to be honest. It's part of that self-amusement piece. It's not really what I'm like naturally, but it's a behavior that I have learned to or rather I've acquired, I suppose, over the years, going into hundreds and hundreds of thousands of different social situations, and it's kind of fun, you know. It makes it more interesting for me. You know, I'd rather be loud and brash than just be sitting around on the sidelines kind of passively watching everything. Even if it means that some people don't like me, well, so be it. You know, you're going to break some eggs if you want to make a very nice omelette. All right, the next one is wear what you like, okay? Don't be afraid to stand out. Don't be afraid to be a bit flamboyant in terms of your dress. You know, look for things with interesting details. I always try to go for this isn't a style video, maybe we'll do a style video at some point, but I always try to go for things that have got like interesting little details in them. Maybe it's a piece of lining, it's the stitching, it's just a certain detail. You know, you can get some really cool shoes, people like Jeffrey West with who make really nice men's shoes with writing underneath and little pictures on them and things, and red lining. Absolutely fantastic. You know, I generally wear, I've got my little skull ring there. I tend to wear little bits and pieces that just sort of like, I suppose, just mark me out slightly from just being a regular dude in the street. I'm not talking about becoming, you know, going a full-on punk rock or anything like that. Of course, you can do that if you want. It's not really my style, but you know what I'm saying. Just, you know, don't be afraid to stand out. Don't be afraid to wear a bit of colour. Don't be afraid to go for something that's a bit louder than you'd normally go. You know, I've got a leopard print shirt that I wear in the summer a lot. And yeah, I love it, you know, because it makes me stand out just a little bit from the crowd. And finally, be prepared to say no. And this is a really big one, and we should do a whole video actually on the power of saying no. But basically, you don't have to do everything that people ask of you. Don't feel that you do. Life is all about negotiating the wants and requirements of others as compared to your own. So, you know, sometimes you need to put your foot down. If you don't want to do something, just say, I'm not going to do it. No, thank you. All right, I'm going to leave it there. However, do remember to hit the subscribe button and hit notifications, or give me a like on this video if you liked it, and leave a comment. Do also get onto my daily email list. I send out an email, a free article Monday to Friday to my subscribers. The link is below. And do get Renegade Dating Blueprint, which is my digital collection of 10 books about dating, about game, about the sexual marketplace, about all kinds of fun stuff around the arena of dating and seduction and so on. Do get that. It's only $39 at the moment, although it's actually worth $250. So link below, get on board with that, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.